Okay. Alan, Ray, are you guys available?
Yeah, I'm here. Yep.
All right. Well, I appreciate your patience this morning. I know it's cold out. I know our cars are doing work day when it gets cold. So, but I appreciate your patience today, and we'll get started. And we got Merlin Deegan here to do our invocation, and it is going in a good way as Anishinaabe people that we need this, and we ask our ancestors to watch over us and to help us, and especially as council that we do want to make good decisions for our people and represent our nation in a really good, positive way. So I want to say miigwech and thank you, Merlin. Good, Merlin. Next up is, I'll call the meeting to order. It is 9:26 a.m. Secretary Treasurer, will you do roll call, please?
District 1.
Here.
District 3.
Here.
And I'm here, Mr. Chair.
We have a quorum. The next up is review and approval of the agenda. I know the one that we kind of forgot yesterday in our special finance meeting was to approve SJ Gerald Hanks to our election board. So we could probably do that after the officers do their update, so council doesn't mind.
Mr. Chair, is this the same packet that Maria sent out last night?
Yeah, I think it is. I don't see, because that's one thing. Oh, I see that under the bottom of the whole business that we were supposed to start yesterday. So
Cheryl's on there?
Yeah, in the bottom of the.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
And, I know Annie had a request to add the cannabis control board, so we can get that going. I know our cannabis program is eagerly waiting to get licensed, so we'll probably put that somewhere in the old business, maybe after Cheryl. So
I'll move, Mr. Chair.
Move with,
With the changes?
No, it's already in there.
Okay, okay. It's in there, I guess. It's on the agenda. Motion to approve the agenda, Alan Roy, second.
Second.
Second by Annie, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Very good. Next up is review and approval of the meeting minutes for 12/22 of 21.
yeah, that's what it is.
I'll move to approve, Mr. Chair.
I'll second.
Okay.
Okay, we have motion by Alan to approve the meeting minutes for 12/22/21. Second by Annie. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Motion carries. Next up on the agenda is the reports from the tribal council, the officers. I go first, and first of all, as chairman, I've been pretty busy. I know during this last, since our last meeting, I got COVID again, and of course, I'm a big supporter of vaccinations, and this time I got COVID, I got really sick. I kind of scared myself there for a little bit. And, the precautions that we do today with the masks and, the boosters and everything else is something I really encourage everyone to look at and to research. And if you have questions, I encourage everyone to please. And I know today, even like, our people today with the new variant out there that's spreading pretty fast throughout our communities and getting a lot of our people sick, I think it's important that we take care of ourselves and we're very proactive with the social distancing and and the shots. So it's important. I know that the government is really trying to ramp up the newest vaccinations for these variants. So I want to say, big wish to our health department and also our testing stations and everyone that's involved with what we do here at White Earth to protect all of our people, and especially our elders. And our elders are very important. So, and that's one of the things I wanted to bring up was COVID again. So, and next up on our report is, sports betting. I've been on a lot of calls and video meetings with MIGA, which is the Minnesota Gaming Association, and one of the big things that's going on today is the sports betting, not only the brick and mortar, but also the mobile app. And I think the brick and mortar is fine because I think that we're all kind of on the same ground. But I know with the app, I know there's some of the other tribes out there just feel like they're not getting the equal share of how we all feel about it, because I think that the majority of us across the state of Minnesota is in favor of, one license and then doing multiple licenses. And, it's kind of technical, but I know that, as White Earth here, we want to do what's best for all of us, because we are the biggest tribe in Minnesota. We have the most members that we have to. And I'm advocating for us to get the fair share of this market too, So I know that I'm working hard on these meetings, and of course we've been meeting with other RBCs from across the state of Minnesota that that's kind of aligned with us, and we're aligned with them. So I know it's important, and I'll give another update next month on how it went, because right now, I mean, the legislation is, we still have time to put in legislation for this, and that's what I'm working diligently on and working hard. And I know there's other things that are happening out there. I know that we're working on different things. I know that we're looking at different scenarios of different things for energy. We're looking at doing different stuff with our cannabis. One of the things that we're looking at is how can we be more efficient, better. We're really busy. That's what I'm kind of saying too. Is I guess as tribal council, we're doing a lot of things on behalf of our people. And I guess the last thing I want to kind of follow up is, I know that we were having, town meetings here, a few months ago with District 2, and, I know that, the thing that I've always believed in as chairman was to empower our people and to let our communities make these decisions. And as chairman, I've always believed in letting as hearing the voices from the people. District 2 is our biggest district, and of all three of our districts, and I know they encompass Monoma and also Nainvawaj and different parts of Waban and Hubble Lake. And it's something I think that's important that the people of those communities voice. I know that there's a short time period left before elections here. I know April 5th is going to be here in no time. I know that we'll have our elections here, and we have some really good candidates in there, and everyone's is being heard. I know that hopefully that that we can look at this and work together as a tribal council. As chairman, I want to hear some of this, and I want us to work together as a council. I'm not here to bark down or tell anyone what to do. My job is to listen to what you have to say and give the best possible answer I have. When I went to college for it, and to what's best for all 17,000 plus of us. My job ain't here to tell anyone. My job is here to listen and to based upon my thought process, my critical thinking is to do what's best for all 17,000. It's not pockets of people. So, but that's how I feel about making my decisions. My decisions based upon all of us, not just groups. So that's what I want to say to everyone. I want to say big wedge, and I know the other officers here don't know has to do his financial report, but I want to say big wedge, and I want to say big wedge to everyone that showed up today. So big wedge to everyone.
Mr. Chair, you want me to start?
Yep.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you, RBC and members of the community. Sorry I can't join you there today. As the chairman said, COVID is making its rounds on our reservation, and we want to make sure that everyone is safe. As the chairman had said, I encourage you to get vaccinated and to wear your mask and socially distance so you can stay healthy and your family can stay healthy. As the chairman had also mentioned, we have certified several candidates, and I believe that list is available and has been presented. If you need a list of that, I believe it's on the website, and it's also on Facebook. Or you can reach out to Miss York or myself, and we can get you a copy of that. I do want to wish those candidates that were certified the best of luck. I know tribal council is a tough position, and I know that whoever gets elected, you guys are going to do a great job. We've got great staff, Maria and Aisha and Lori and Curtis and many of our other directors and our entry-level staff. They're doing a fantastic job, and they're going to continue to do a fantastic job. So I wish them the best of luck. I do also want to thank Cannabis Aki for taking the time to come out here to Nadawash today for Kevin Shores and his crew. I do want to thank them. Mr. Chair, for fiscal year 2022, quarter one, for governmental activities, overall year to date from October 1 to December 31, 2021, first quarter of fiscal year 2022, combined revenue was $48.75 million and expenditures were $16.73 million. On December 31st, 2021, cash on hand was $88.72 million. However, $54.08 million is considered other governmental funds. $34.62 million of these funds belong to the behavioral health program, while the general fund came in at $20,000 ending the quarter. Collective expenditures during this period were $16.73 million. Other governmental funds were $7.7 million. General fund was $5 million, and behavioral health funds were $4.03 million. As of December 31st, 2021, CARES Act dollars in the amount of $32.25 million have been expended. ARPA funds in the amount of $110.3 million are in the budget process, with the following categories already having been allocated. Band member payments, approximate amount has been made about $35 million, which has been approved. Small business grants, $3 million has been approved. Hazard premium pay payments, $2.4 million was approved. And as of, I think it was this week, we formally ratified the water and sewer fund in the amount of approximately $25 million. Consolidated cash on hand from these funds, to include gaming, which I'll cover later, exceeds $150 million for quarter end in fiscal year 2022, quarter one. These are unaudited preliminary numbers and are subject to change as the numbers are finalized. I did have a number of requests for information, Mr. Chair. I'll just go through them very quickly. There was a request for budget status of the RBC. Request for information about the status of the tribal budget has come forward. Question asked whether the tribe is going to go bankrupt with our current finances. The RBC has consistently ran a budget deficit since 2012 for its general fund. Budget modifications occurred that exceed the approved budget and are addressed in legal sessions such as this. The current cash and overall revenue, as stated in the numbers I had just read before, overall revenue position for the band remains unprecedented and beyond expectations for positive cash flow. I've for the sake of for folks that want to see the fiscal year 2022 budget, I have attached it to my report for those folks that are interested in reading more about it. Also, there was a request for information for RBC office budget requests. A request for information about the status of the Secretary Treasurer's office budget status has come forward. Question asked if the office has gone over budget for the fiscal year. As of the end of December 2021, the office remains under budget for the fiscal year, mainly due to reduced travel and cooperation with other RBC offices for constituent assistance. For comparison, all RBC offices remain under budget for the fiscal year. I have also attached a current budget of the current fiscal year for each office and a summary of the wage and benefits for each office. Moving along, Mr. Chair. There was a request for information for the venture party contract, non-disclosure agreement, and expenditure request. A request for the information related to the venture party contract, non-disclosure agreement, and expenditure request was made on January 17, 2022. A copy of the contract and non-disclosure agreement has been released upon request to tribal members. Included in this report are copies of the contract and non-disclosure agreement. A request for an expenditure report was forwarded from the Office of the Secretary Treasurer on January 18th to venture parties and RBC staff to include in the final report. A review of expenditures associated with venture parties was also made to Shooting Star Casino staff on January 18th, 2022. According to the Shooting Star Casino CFO, there are no associated expenditures from the venture party total spectrum regarding rooms, meals, etc. for the Shooting Star Casino. As of the date of this report, $2,056,000 have been expended towards this project. A copy of the venture contract, non-disclosure agreement, and requested information have been included in this report. The signatory request memo has also been attached. There was also, Mr. Chair, a request for information on 8th Fire Solar non-circumvent agreement. On January 18th, tribal members requested a copy of the 8th Fire Solar proposal and associated feedback surrounding it because the proposal discusses a sizable energy project and because of the company's concerns surrounding privacy and proprietary information, the recommendation for the company's proposal is to enter into a standard non-disclosure agreement rather than a non-circumvent agreement. The latter fully commits the tribe to an exclusive business relationship absent a solid business plan. It is advisable to not to proceed until this is clarified. While the company has proposed a non-circumvent and it has been signed, but it still requires RBC approval, it remains unenforceable, and it is recommended that members contact the organization directly to answer any questions. As it stands right now, RBC does not have any agreements in place. There was just a couple more items, Mr. Chair. Small business assistance and non-disclosure agreement request. Request for a copy from non-disclosure agreements provided to tribal small businesses that received $30,000 has been made. A non-disclosure agreement was not issued nor provided as part of the program requirements, therefore one cannot be provided. Small Business Assistance Program and Procedure Review. A request for information has been forwarded to the White Earth Enterprise and White Earth Finance Department related to the process and procedure related to the Small Business Assistance Program and how it provided assistance to White Earth small businesses. The program has issued an executive summary of its process and procedure. There was also a request for information from the White Earth Enterprise to have a quarterly report. A request for information has been forwarded to the White Earth Enterprise Board related to its current budget status and expenditures related to Wabigoon Mushkiki business, otherwise known as medical cannabis. The RBC provided $6 million towards the project. The board was requested to present this information at the January regular meeting. However, it has not yet submitted the requested information for RBC review due to year-end audits and current workload. A request for the board to submit this information remains outstanding. And finally, Mr. Chair, for special revenue funds from the casino, this is from the CFO up there, Nick Valentine. Consolidated revenue for Monoman, Bagley, and all other gaming revenue for the first fiscal quarter ending December 31 was $26.4 million. Consolidated expenses for the first quarter were $22.1 million. Consolidated net income for the quarter was $4.3 million. Monoman is at $3.6 million, and Bagley was at $690,000. The budget through the first fiscal quarter was $25.3 million of revenue and $23 million in expenses for a budgeted net income of $2.3 million for the quarter. First quarter revenue was $1.1 million higher than budget, while expenses were about $1 million lower than budget, resulting in net income being $2 million higher than budget. Bagley Casino for first quarter ending December 31 earned $2.5 million in revenue with expenditures of $1.8 million. They had a net income for the quarter of about $690,000. Shooting Star Casino cash on hand as of December 31st was $41 million. The cash on hand at the close of the last fiscal year, September 30th, 2021, was $43.2. After Shooting Star Casino capital improvement projects, distributions to the RBC, and purchase of Star Lakes Hotel in Detroit Lakes, cash decreased by $2.2 million during the quarter. As of December 30th, all CARES Act funds, $3.4 million net, allocated to Shooting Star Casino have been expended. In addition, although a specific allocation of ARP funds to Shooting Star Casino has not been made, $676,000 of anticipated ARP funds have been expended in providing COVID premium pay to Shooting Star Casino team members working through the first 14 months of the pandemic. This expenditure was included as an expense in the computation net income of Shooting Star Casino. Again, Mr. Chair, the unaudited preliminary numbers are subject to change as the numbers are finalized and their audit reports are prepared. This concludes my report, Mr. Chair. Thank you for your time.
Glenn, do we get a motion to approve that? Okay.
Be able to ask Alan a question?
Alan, we have someone who has a question, I guess, on your report.
It's a little difficult to hear him, but on your report, did you say that there was a request to the marijuana facility grow for where that money has gone, and that as of this time, it hasn't been submitted?
Yes, Mr. Chair, I can field this question. Let me just find that section of my report. 1 second here. Yeah, so is that Mr. Shores?
Yes, sir.
Yep, Mr. Shores. Yes, one of the district reps had requested a copy of the finances of the White Earth Enterprise Wabigwan Mushkiki business, the medical cannabis. And we had requested, I think, late November for them to start providing quarterly updates. And so we've provided them about almost going on 3 months now to prepare their finances. However, they have not been able to provide us any sort of quarterly report at this time. And we have requested, this is like, I think the second or third request we've made.
So the answer is yes, that group has not submitted where their money is going, and it's over $6 million. Be good.
Yes, Mr. Shores, I couldn't hear you quite so well there, but yes, the medical cannabis program up there was provided $6 million. And we do not have a quarterly report on the expenses right now. This is like the third request we've made.
Quit.
Do we need a motion?
Yeah, motion. Blue.
Motion to approve the financial report.
Motion.
Motion by Raymond,
Second.
second by Annie, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, Mr. Chair.
Motion carries.
Next up are the district reps reports. First up is
Raymond, District 1.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And welcome everybody. And I too apologize for not being there today. Been on this COVID. And I tell you, I encourage everybody to, as the chairman said, to get the shots or at least be leery of it because it can stick around with you for quite a while. I did run this morning and had my test done today because I was getting bored of sitting around. Hopefully I will know by about 3 o'clock this afternoon whether I'm still positive or negative, but it's something that just hangs on and hangs on, and there's nothing they can really do about it. But I do ask that you watch out for it and be careful of it and be leery of it. But otherwise, we've been moving right along. Like you said, our medical marijuana, we're moving along on that. I believe we're about 75% done on that. Housing is coming right along, and they got some good plans in housing here, but I'll leave that to the housing report. Otherwise, we've been doing pretty good as far as our homeless program. That also is moving right along. we did have a meeting with the Detroit Lake City Council to discuss our hotel opening down there. And everything went good with them. They were a little leery on what we were doing, but after we explained to them what we were doing and how we were doing it, I believe it opened a lot of doors with them, and they understood, and they had no questions on that. So that tells me that we're being good neighbors with them, and working in good faith with them. Water, the water up in the, is pretty much well as all of our communities. The water, is not all that great. I know we just had to inch it up in Rice Lake not too long ago with the water, but that was because they had put a new pump in, and they flushed it, and it still come out looking the way it was. But as they just said, we just allocated money for new systems in each community, and with that, it's more of a it's not like a water softener, but it's more of a filter to filter out a lot of this stuff that's coming through the waters. So hopefully once we can get the ground broke on that, it's going to be good. And the one thing is our funeral fund. I've been getting a lot of questions about that as far as our traditional funerals. A lot of them do traditional funerals, and the money that we pay is paid out to the homes themselves. So when that happens, sometimes they're being left out, but we are working on that and getting it fixed to so that they can have access to this money also to help and taking care of their loved ones. Otherwise, everything has been going pretty good in District 1. But again, we got a lot of COVID breakouts. There's a lot of them that are quarantined right now and off work, but that's not only on the reservation, that's all over the place statewide. But and I too would also like to wish all the candidates who put in good luck, and let's see what we can get done with and hope we have some good campaigns out there. But with that, Mr. Chair, that's all I got. Miigwech.
Okay, Miigwech, thank you. Next up is District 3.
Bonjour, everyone. First of all, I'd like to give a shout out to our IT department. They all come together to get this set up. I mean, it was really a last minute thing, so they were able to get us our YouTube and everything hooked up here, and I'm so proud to say that they all come together and worked on this together and got it going. So miigwech to them. I've been working a lot on accountability and communication within our programs. There is none. And that's one thing that, that's how our members fall through the cracks. We do have a great program out there, We Care, that nobody uses. It was mandatory to use this like in 2018, but none of our programs use it. So I've been pushing that a lot, and I want our members to be taken care of. And that's my main concern. And I keep getting calls that there's no callbacks, there's no follow-up, there's nothing. I mean, that's not right. Our people deserve them callbacks. They deserve to have the chance to get help. If one program can't help them, they should be reaching out to another program to help them. That isn't happening. And that's one thing, I mean, it's been going on for years, but that's one thing I've been working hard at. And I know Lori and Curtis have been helping me, and we're going to go back to that mandatory on We Care. That will help us tremendously because we can type in their name, look and see, oh yes, they've been referred to housing. Housing called them. Was there follow-up? We can look at that. Oh yes, they went to homeless. Homeless called them. Okay, we can't look at the stuff that is what is it called? Well, we can't look at some of the stuff, but at least we can look at, the confidential stuff, but we can look at who's helping them, who's reached out to them, and if there's follow-up. And that's my big concern. And accountability for each of our programs is very important because, without accountability, how do our members move forward? They don't. Yesterday we had a meeting, a special executive meeting with Shooting Star. They're looking at raises, and it's been brought to us a few times, and I'm against it because with that, it gives these people up here the big raises. The ones down here barely get anything. And I told them that, the council can move forward, whatever, but I'd rather see these little guys get the big raises than the big guys. I have some mean looks up there, but, I'm always going to fight for our little guys. They're the ones that, do all the work and keep that place going. So, that's one thing we're still working on. They're going to bring us some new information and see what we can do. But, I don't want to see none of our members struggling. We're here, we got the money, let's get it out to you guys. I've been working with some awesome staff on getting some funeral buildings, not a funeral home where that's still in the planning, but funeral buildings. Right now, we put a request to get the architect, get him paid so we can get some drawings to see how much it'll cost. And these buildings will be for funerals only. They're not going to be extravagant, but at least, we can have our traditional funerals there. And what we're looking at is maybe having some behavioral health in there, to help our people when they're mourning, but keep it more traditional. Can you guys hear me? I'm sorry. But that's what we're looking at right now. It's still in the planning stages. We're going to bring the elders in so we can get their input. We're looking for funding for that. But also, the funeral home is very important, I think, because look at how many people we lost, not only to COVID, to drugs, to health issues, And with that, we could keep our money within us, within our reservation. And I also want to thank everybody. And I want you guys I know some people don't believe in COVID, but it has hit my kids twice now. I'm fully vaccinated. I've never got it yet, but I take vitamin D too. So I'm thinking that's a big part of it. I've been around it twice and it's been in my household and, I haven't got it yet, but I know we just lost a young man last month in White Earth to it, and that, that's one too many deaths. We just lost another great man. He had COVID and he didn't believe in the shots. So, that's something I just can't imagine what the families are going through. And another thing is, I want to wish the best of luck to all the candidates. I look forward to working with whoever gets elected. That's going to be a breath of fresh air, I think, And I know there's been a lot of infighting with this council, but, I try to stay out of it because, who are we here for? We're not here for each other. We're here for the members. And that's what I've always said. What else has been going on? I haven't attended the elders meeting, but I'll get back to that. I've been attending the White Earth Community Council meeting. It's a whole new council and they've been doing great. So I look forward to working with them, and Bam is still working with the kids on the drum. So that's awesome. The kids are learning and I just love it. And my door is open. My phone is always, I try to get back to everybody. So please reach out if you need me. I've been helping a lot of people, but that's what I'm here for. I don't care what your struggle is. I won't judge you. I just want to help. So chimigwech.
Thank you, Annie. Next up on the agenda is the elders updates.
Curtis, Corey, are they gonna have divisional reports? Or no? Okay.
want to have my back to anybody. I'm Lucille still with White Elder Council. We come to the meetings every quarter. I feel like a broken record because we're coming in, making requests on behalf of our elders. Some of them, like the congregate roof that was supposed to be fixed, it's still not being done. That $1 million that was allocated for elder homes to be repaired or, you know, small things being taken care of for them. We have people that are freezing in their homes, can't get out their doors. I've said this so many times. Their doors are frozen to them. Sam, he had, on the coldest night, his house was at 23 degrees. I mean, he's probably frozen sitting there. But this is some of the things our elders are having to put up with. And there's $1 million sitting, waiting. You know, we're told over and over again, we need a code to do this. Well, get the damn code and get it going. Our elders are suffering. Sam's food shelf, he can't use that building. And there's no reason for that. He's gotten donations for extra food to help feed the people. And he can't even use the building. That needs to change. I want to let you know that hopefully the Wisdom Step Conference will be held this June in Fond du Lac. It hasn't been held for 2 years. So at our last meeting, they want to get this done because it's a preventive health program. And it's been working for our elders. We want to get back to having our elders become healthy again. Elder Affairs Commission, we worked on this project for years now, and that should be put in place. We were promised this in December, that it would be acknowledged and affirmed by the council. Our NICOA conference won't be going on till the 2023. We don't know yet where it'll be held. But as our elder council, we send representatives to this conference because it's an important conference. We bring them our issues, and they have legislative people there, lobbyists that take our issues to the government. We, as elders, we were promised that every year we would be allocated $20,000 for our council. And we didn't get it in 2021, and we need to get it in 2022 now. That was confirmed many years ago that we would be given the 20,000. Each community council gets their allocation every year. The security in our elder buildings is a problem. This has been happening, and we need to look at safety issues again because our elders are being taken advantage of and not protected in buildings that are supposed to be secure for them. We have so many issues. I asked Kat, and I hope she'll report on. We need to have our elder centers open. This is where our elders congregate. And it's not just to eat, it's for socialization, to help our elders when they have concerns. If they don't have telephones, we meet them at the centers and try to assist. And Annie, I agree with you. Our programs aren't addressing our issues like they should. And a lot of it is with communication, non-communication. We met, our elder executive board met on January 19th at the casino. We were lucky to get a room up there. And we had our meeting, but it was just our executive board. During January, February, and March, we do not bring our elders out and risk their health. And as you know, January has been the coldest month in years. So part of that is for the safety of our elders. But our executive board does meet and go over issues. And a lot of them were here that I mentioned that we're not getting services that are needed. So I would ask that for one thing, we get our money that's due us. I also would like to set up a candidate forum for all the candidates to see how they're going to work with our elder council and people. And I hope that maybe you can get us a place up at the Shooting Star so we can do this, because we would like to be able to question the candidates and help them and let them know what our elders are facing. Hopefully, you know, a lot of the candidates will be able to meet with us and address our needs, or how they are going to address them. I think, Sam, do you have anything that you'd like to add? Okay. There's a lot of issues I brought up again, and I hope that they're being heard, because I get tired again of coming up here. I've been doing this for about 20 years or more, and it gets old when we don't get, you know, we have to see elders that aren't getting services that should be. Any questions?
I have a question. So we've been dealing with this for the elders for the last 20 years. Council after council is ignoring them. So all the people who are listening and all the people who are involved, all the people who are listening and all the people who are involved, we've been dealing with this for the elders. One day we're going to be elders. Then what? You know, we need to, people who are in charge of our money right now and our assets, they need to listen to this woman. She's been here how many times? You know, come on, don't take that much. Have zero workers, have small businesses. Like he's in 20-degree weather. Come on, man, somebody come on the tribal council and go to his house and help save him. You shouldn't have to freeze. Because when I become an elder in 5 years, I don't want to freeze. I don't want to be hungry. We got $202 million.
people can fly up to Vegas and whatnot. You know, that plane ticket could have got him warm. You know, and I refuse to be an elder that is ignored. I think council has 5 years. Now I'm gonna be 55. So, you know, let's listen to these guys. Where's their bus? Oh, we're waiting for a chip? Well, the rest of us can finance a good car, make it to work, because we have a RTC job? Nah, come on, man. We're all gonna be elders one day, and then what happens?
Thank you. I did forget to bring up our bus issue. And that's what we're told for the last year now, that they're waiting for a chip to get put in that bus so we can, you know, get it and be able to transport our elders. We used to be able to take them up to the casino to a show once in a while, and this was a good thing for them. That's what we mean. You know, for 2 years now, our elders have been isolated in their homes. And we talked about this when we were coming up here. We've been begging for the last 10 years to get, for even the plastic they put on our windows, they put on that thick stuff that people rip off because they want to see out. Our elders want to watch birds. They want to see who the hell's coming in their yard. You know, we don't trust everybody. We can't anymore. And, you know, they can't even do that. I purchased myself for my home plastic that you could see out of. You know, don't ignore us. My God, elders they're dying off. And believe me, when you get to be an elder, you'll find out how tough it is. Those of us who have retired from our jobs, you know, I got $600, 600 gallons of fuel the other day. My God, I got a bill of $1,254. You know, it's a good thing I planned because I'll have to pay for that. I'm not eligible for energy assistance. And there's many others who are living just on the edge like that. But we try to get by. And if there are programs out there, then use those programs or do your job in those programs to service the people that are in need. Thank you.
Said I wasn't going to talk today, but I have to bring up a couple of things. I've been talking with a lot of elders that with the plastic on the windows, that was a failure again this year. And like Tito mentioned, the dark plastic, they don't want that on their windows. They want to see out. And then I've got a lot of reports of elder abuse. Elders go someplace, a couple people come in and take stuff from them. And a lot of times it's family members. And we need to work on that. You know, when we can't trust our own families, then I don't know what to do. You know, we can't live we're the ones locked in. We're the ones in jail. Not the people on the outside. But that's the problem. And then I want to thank Mike, Annie. A lot of you know that I used to get tickets for elders for shows. And I asked them for the last show they had up there for 10 tickets. Show payment on, and somebody asked me, why didn't you go to the show? You guys had tickets up there. Well, we can't reach the line. We don't go to the casino every night. We didn't know that the tickets were even there. We lost 10 tickets because there was no communication. So if we had 10 elders, we would have went to see him. That last one. But last communication, we never got it. But I want to thank the people that got those tickets, paid for them for us. But we can't use them if we don't know we have them. So, I want to thank you all for showing up today and coming today on the phone. And the other thing I wanted to mention was, Data Watch gives an box. Food bank in East Vancouver, used to be in Crookston. I have it today. Not because of this meeting, but because it was too cold. And I have no place to put it right away. I can't get in the Elder Center. I can't get in the Community Center. So I called the council from that box. They couldn't cancel just my point. They had to cancel Data Watch. And I apologize for that. But when it's this cold, I cannot sit out in the parking lot in front of the center with food and served. And it freezes. So I want to apologize for any of you. It will be, those deliveries will come next Friday. We rescheduled it for next Friday. Thank you.
So I'm asking, can we have a room up to the casino?
We need a
Do a candidate forum.
We need a proposal. Proposal? We need a proposal.
Okay.
Can you email us a proposal? Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, Tito's asking, I just asked her that we need a proposal in writing so we can document it, so there should be no problem.
And if Ellen's still there, what about our elder commission? What about our monies that are due us?
Yeah, Tito, I talked to Lori and Lenny and those folks. We do have to set up a your guys' elections, but as I was saying before, I think RBC, we approved their bylaws, and we approved the resolution for the stipends for the Elders Commission's bylaws. So the RBC has a choice at this time whether or not we want to make appointments to fill those seats until the elections are over, or just to leave them vacant. It's really up to the RBC. But both the bylaws were approved, and the budget for the commission was also approved.
Okay, and it was agreed at the meetings we had that the first go-around would be appointed by the RBC. And if we would have elections in conjunction with the RBC candidates.
Yes. Yep. And it's Lori, I think we were discussing starting that election process in April. Is that what you?
Secretary Roy, yep, that is correct. So we would work on the information that we would need for ballots, and there wouldn't be any like primary to that. It would just be go right in with the general election. Yep. So we're focused on that would be in April here, March and April. So it's ready to go by May. But
the temporary would be temporary appointments.
Thank you for ripping on us again.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, I agree with Tito that, you know, we might want to get some people in there to just start the process maybe. Is that what you're saying, Tito?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm in agreements with that, but you know, I don't know what the other RBC members think.
Well, I don't like appointing people, but if we need to get this going, I have no problem. I have to put it out to my district and see how many I need to get on there. And, you know, I'm going to leave it up to my district to let me know who they want in there, because I don't think it should be my choice.
And Mr. Chair, I agree with Annie. I would rather have the district people decide who they want on there as the elder. So I agree with Annie on that, but I do know we should get somebody on there as soon as possible.
So it sounds like we'll get some feedback, and then Lori, if you could maybe work with Tito on some of that feedback, or with the RBC.
Yep, I can do that. Which,
Do we want a motion to give them their $20?
Motion what?
Give them their $20.
I thought we already approved it.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, and it was in the consent.
Yeah, we approved that as well.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Yeah, that was approved in our.
It out.
Our money on the bus, are we able to check out like a scrap yard or a salvage yard and find a used chip?
Lori,
it's a brand
go up to
new
the
bus.
bus. Where's their bus at?
What?
Where's their bus at?
Just thinking outside the box.
would you, Kevin? This is Lori. So, yep, we ordered a brand new bus that was very specific to the design of what the elders had requested. It was designed with the storage above the head and handicap accessibility and something they could drive without a CDL license. So because it was very specific to their request, we had purchased a brand new bus. Unfortunately, due to COVID, they're backed up on some of the parts to the bus, which would include that chip. However, we did make arrangements with the Shooting Star Casino to utilize their bus. We also made arrangements with Hijawaso out of the Indian Child Welfare Department as another bus to utilize. And so far, the elders had the buses that they could use at any point in time for any of their needs in the meantime. In addition to that, our police department also donated a car as well for the elders. You know?
She couldn't hear you.
Okay, sorry. So what I said was, yep, the Elders Council had requested a very specific type of bus. That included storage over the head, wheelchair accessibility, and then also one that wouldn't require a CDL license to drive. And because it was very specific, a brand new bus was ordered to meet those requests and needs. Because of the COVID pandemic, they were short on parts or chips, which has delayed the bus from coming in. However, in the meantime, we did coordinate with Shooting Star Casino to use their bus and one of their drivers for assistance to help the elders with their transportation needs. And in addition to that, we are also coordinated with the Indian Child Welfare Department to use their bus as well in the meantime. And we did identify I think it was a Head Start bus as well that doesn't require a CDL but would require like a certification for them to use. And then also we did coordinate with Shooting Star Casino as one of their drivers to assist to drive when requested. So the bus needs have been met and continue to be met by the elders' request. So Kevin, that is your update specifically regarding the buses. Pretty much.
Thank you. Anyone else have any questions for the elders report?
It's nice to know that you had that bus. And is that a continual thing that we can utilize?
Yes, it is. And you had.
Because see, we never knew that. We had one trip that we took some elders on, but that's all we heard was approval for that one time.
Oh, Tito, I have informed you. But moving forward, what we'll do is make sure that Curtis follows up in writing. Yes, you were informed of the information, Tito. And what we'll do moving forward is have a written report from Curtis directly to the Elders Council to show all of the follow-up that does occur and take place. That way it's in writing and you guys will have it to reference. Miigwech.
Thank you. Okay, next up on the agenda is some program updates from the Housing Authority. You know, Dennis is here. Or is that next one? Or, I know he does quarterly, doesn't he?
I don't know, because we're going after Washington.
Yeah, so next up is the Indian Health Service. I know I got a electronic update. I got it from Maria, the CEO from our service unit. She just states that, you know, of course, the COVID, like I talked earlier, that are positive test results are kind of really high for the last month. Then goes on, she gives an update on the shortages of the nurses and, you know, staffing issues they're having at our service unit. So I know they're working on a lot of different things. We're staffing, number one. They're looking at the infusion therapy. They're looking at you know, the medical and dental home, appointment scheduling. Purchase referred care is understaffed. I know that's one thing that, you know, the elders bring up before is our purchase referred care and how some of the bills are not being paid over there, and I know that they're working hard on that. So I know when I talked to Maria, I'll be about a month ago, I know that they're looking at trying to get some more help in that department. So the joint venture is moving along. I know we approved some stuff yesterday. NATO West Clinic, I know some of the finance and stuff got approved yesterday in our packets that we're still moving forward with that. I know that building is still moving forward, so hopefully we'll be on time when we open it up. I know the expansion of the Whitewood Healthcare facility it has been pushed back due to I know there is some ordering problems they're having, something very similar to our bus, the elders bus, where some of the parts and some of the equipment that our service unit in Whitewood is experiencing some different some problems with ordering different components. So, but if anyone wants a copy of the IHS report, you can have it right here. So, and then next up is the Trevor College. I know I don't have a Trevor College update this month, but hopefully next month that we'll have the interim president come up and do a she can talk about the new goals, what our college is going to kind of move into a new direction. So that'll be something that she'll come up and talk about. So okay. Next up on the agenda is the community council updates. And I'll go down list by list here. And the first one is Callaway. Right here. Callaway.
So Callaway hasn't had a community council in a few years. We had a meeting on January 26th where we were able to elect a community council, and we are looking over bylaws now to write them and submit them so that we're not going again. So that's it for Callaway.
Miigwech.
Thank you, Maggie. Thank you.
Next up on the agenda is Elbow Lake. Iron Range. Manoma.
They submitted a written one.
Yeah, they submitted a written request here from.
Forgot to mention the fishing derby this weekend.
Oh, good, you can.
And also, I forgot to mention that we are having the White Earth Nation Fishing Derby this weekend on Strawberry Lake. There's many prizes, like they're getting it ready, and it's supposed to be some nice weather. Might be a little windy, but you know, bring your kids, get out there and fish. There's some good prizes, and it's put on by the Monoman Community Council and our CSOs, our chows, the police department. I mean, there's so many involved, but it's a good thing, and you know, get your kids out there and go fishing. Miigwech.
Thank you, Wayne. Next up,
If I may add, Mr. Chair,
Yes.
yeah, that fishing derby went really well here last year on Roy Lake, and we had a lot of good prizes and a very good turnout. But I just got word from Adam that the architects are going to start the design on our tiny homes and elders, and we hope to break ground this spring on that. So, but that was just an update. And then our clinic, I forgot about our clinic. You know, I know we're short staffed, and right now our satellite offices are closed right now. So, but hopefully once we open them back up, hope we can get our 1 day clinic up here opened. But right now I know we are short staffed, and that's what's been the holdup. But we good, Mr. Chair.
thank you. All right, next up is Nadeau.
Amy Glitch. Dear Tribal Council, NCC continues to be busy. We give away every Wednesday for the month of January with donations from community members. We want to especially thank Shane Burnett, Margaret Bush, Dana Collins. Dana is a tribal member from the Egan area. We need to thank her for all of her hard work, not only for Nadewash, but also for the communities on the reservation. In December, NCC requested to see the Class 2 Youth and Elder Fund budget. We are still waiting. Thank you. And now to kind of interrupt our presentation and our report, we've seen on the second page of the agenda that Community Council's requests were going to be discussed. And can I ask what was on the agenda for Nadewash?
Who requested that on the agenda?
Secretary Roy.
Oh,
Alan?
Yeah, Mr. Chair.
The question was, what proposals were going to be discussed and approved for Nadewash?
Yeah, Mr. Chair. So when I sat down with Lori and them, we wanted to make sure that we had space available in that ARPA budget. I know that we haven't approved the full budget yet, and so we wanted to make sure there was community requests that were considered when that budget is finalized. So that, like, for example, Nadewash has some requests, and these other communities have requests. We want to make sure that they're in there. And I know we haven't finalized that budget. Is that correct, Lori?
Yep, that's correct. And all of the requests that came forward are still there, prepared for consideration from RBC leaders.
So are those going to be decided today then?
It's my understanding that from the last direction that we had from our leaders was to continue on with community meetings to get the support of our community before we pass the ARPA budget package. And at the last community meeting, we had discussed water and sewer requests, and that's water and sewer requests moved forward. So we would continue working with communities to see if they support the requests that are presented. That's my understanding, which.
So community councils can expect another meeting coming up. Are we gonna, I know for Nadewash, if it's all right with our chair and executive body to request like a full budget instead of one or two departments at a time, because this gets to be a lot of travel.
Yes, we can do that. And actually, Curtis and I were talking about a tentative schedule for an all-community council meeting, and we were hoping to have support for the second Tuesday of every month. And we can certainly go over the entire budget at the next all-community council meeting. And we'll have folks there to answer any of the questions or if they want to present their information.
So then, I'll continue on. So So now, we're on month 9 of requesting approval for our community council and our fire department. And this was one of the things, if it wasn't going to be possible for our community center, we were asking that Twin Lakes Fire Department, as they save lives and are out in 20 below weather, need to have their equipment replaced. This equipment keeps both our community and their lives safe. We will continue to request for a safe place for our village to have an operational community center. But if there's such a problem, we put our full support behind the fire department. It's come to our attention, Secretary Treasurer's invited the Wash Charter School to submit a request for expansion of the school. We support this as well. But we might add that the Whiter might want to provide assistance in any way to support the school, the faculty, and the staff. NCC is receiving reports of serious issues within the school, and our students' test scores are very low. Our children deserve to have a quality education. This is vital to their future and ours. NCC asks you rescind the District 2 nomination motion. We need a 501c3. Should we just start this without the assistance of RBC? And lastly, we are selling raffle tickets. We are only selling 250 tickets at $25 a piece. And all proceeds will go to funding the number of events that we have planned. Miigwech.
Thank you, Tara.
Miigwech, Tara. Just go ahead.
Great, thank you. Next up on the community council reports is Northeast Waiter, the Cass Lake office, and maybe Cass Lake here.
One more thing, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, please.
I apologize. We also have something in writing from our volunteer fire department from Nadawash.
Ani, my name is Chris. I'm with the Twin Lakes Volunteer Fire Department. I had asked out a few paper here. Okay, last summer, the Twin Lakes Volunteer Fire Department put together a proposal to upgrade our nearly 30-year-old pumper along with PPE and the wider travel council in the sum of $540,425. The fire department, two fire department members attended the RBC to discuss the proposal, but the meeting was quickly closed due to the fact that the two fire department members presented individual basis. Coming down from the fire department. All representatives stated that the fire department needs to ask for funding within the fire department quickly allowed, or the fire department quickly called the meeting to adjust the proposal. The adjustment proposal was sent to the RBC consideration. It has been nearly very interested if there was any formal discussion regarding the proposal.
So there was multiple meetings regarding the ARPA funds, and there was multiple meetings regarding the ARPA funds internally with our finance department, legal department, and admin staff. We had presented the information to our tribal leaders in August, and there was some things that that were requested, and that was to look at the hazard and premium pay, and we completed that, I believe, in September or October. And then after that, we were then asked to have the community meetings to review some of the ARPA funds and proposals so we can that process. And we have not done any of those community meeting since December. And we were waiting for COVID to kind of, we met with our EOC department and our folks to talk about, meetings at that time. And it was, we were waiting for it to peak and then stabilize before we continued into those community meetings. So we will resume that again. And just like I had mentioned to Tara, we'll bring this to our communities, our all community council meeting to review and request support, and then we'll report back to our leadership for their decisions regarding how the budget will be, how it will move forward. Anyway.
I'm in favor of getting this funding out as quickly as possible, but the steps we have to go through, I guess, is is what's holding it up. But I do believe that our fire departments deserve that money. Whiter this, trying to get theirs too, and we got to get you guys up to par because you do save lives. Be good.
And I agree with the District 3 rep there, Mr. Chair. I know we sat in those meetings with Lori, and we were recommending approval for those fire departments. So as soon as we can, please.
Yeah, I just talked to Eugene too and mentioned if there's any monies out there for, from feds or from the state or any other, granting places where we can apply for some grants. And Eugene just mentioned that Homeland Security has a grant out here to help with fire department equipment too. So I guess our economic development team will be looking into some assistance too for them, not only, need to watch the Whiter's fire departments too, to assist them. So we're working on it. So good, and thank you guys for that report. All right, next up is Cass Lake. Anyone from Cass Lake? High Point?
Let's hear.
Steve here? Bryce Lake? Wobbin? Whiter? Whiter Fisheries.
Mr. Chair. Oh, okay.
I have a few requests, and I'm not sure how the requests work, if I'm supposed to give it to you guys beforehand. I'm sorry about that. Anin Discord Music Disneycast Magazine Duding Kawabak Danakag. Hello everyone, I'm Brian here. Yes, I'm the chairman of the Whiter Community Council. We have a new council. We added Candace Smith. So this past in January wasn't really too much busy. We signed for a gaming license so we could host teleconference bingo. So in 4 months, 120 days, we could start hosting bingo at the community center. Second, I just gave the tribal council secretary and District 1. I didn't email it to you guys. I'm requesting 2 requests today. One is for a powwow on the 26th and 27th of February. The amount is $30,500. We're wondering if we get out of the youth and elder fund from the casino. That's okay. We're just trying to provide something fun and something.
Check with Ed Sensinger and how COVID.
I talked to the host now, Little Bear from Red Lake. They're very excited to come down. Talked to the MC, Pug Once, and Frank Stegg, Jimmy Uran for 8, arena director. RC Sounds, they're excited to come. That's my first request.
Did it go, mic go dead?
No.
Oh.
I just thought you guys did.
Oh.
And the second request I have here, I have here with me the Dakota Playground, Ken Coleman, and a director of Aquanex. I have 2 ideas up here. Maybe we met with Eugene. We met with Eugene Summers, director of economics for a splash pad for our village, and not just our village, hopefully the other villages in our reservation. With that, I'm here to present requesting the wider community council list. The reason WBCC is surveying the community and one of the chief's goals is by bettering our kids' future. We have kids in our village that need something positive to do and not resort to alcohol or drugs. Although the ideas we got from our community members from a survey, a majority of our members asked for a splash pad, 9 total.
This was the due diligence he did throughout the village.
So we did a due diligence throughout the village. We did surveys and went door to door. So this is something what our members do want. We've been working on with this since the Madonna Community Council. The first bid there is cost roughly the 1.5 million, and the second bid there is 2 million, not included the shaded area and bathroom. The third bid is 2.2, which holds roughly to 100 and 200 people. And like I said, we met with Eugene December, Director of Economic Development, and he brought up that we build a building over it. He said that I got the Director of Audit next. You guys have any questions?
How much is this to maintain a year?
Maybe those are questions. I have got to.
Can you hear me okay? That's a great question. Typically, we'll be able to run maintenance costs and we'll labor, water use, power use, chemicals, staff, and all that run
This is something we'll have to take under consideration, I think, because, you know, we don't have a very long summer. I mean, it looks awesome, but, you know, is it right for our area is what, you know, and we'll have to get the whole other communities' input too. I mean, it looks awesome. I don't know. Somebody wants to come look, you know. Looks very awesome. I love it, but, you know, it's like, you're free to come grab this. But I think, Mr. Chairman, we'd have to get some more discussion on it and, you know, find out how much it's gonna cost us to keep it going.
Thank you, ma'am. I know, like today, we have to bring this back to RBC and then also get it out to the public. And like we said, we have other communities that would like the same type of community, you know, amenities for children, and I know that we're working hard as council for each community, and I know that Ray, Annie, and, you know, District 2, you know, they're all going to request something very similar to this, so. I don't want to say any question, thank you for your report, and, you know, we're not saying we're pushing it aside with this, we have to bring it back and get more input from all of our membership, so, but thank you. And ma'am, on call, we'll have to talk to the Edson Singer and company for, you know, the COVID numbers, and I know a lot of calls that were scheduled for January, February, we're pushing back to April. So that's one thing that we'd love to look at, and we'll get you an answer right away on that, okay? So we're not saying no to nothing, we're just looking at different things, okay? You wish, ma'am, thank you. Next up is, Whitehurst Urban. Anyone from Whitehurst Urban here?
Mr. Chair, I did get it. The Urban Council reached out to me. They just wanted me to give a quick update. They wanted to thank the RBC for all the support. I know that Angie Vig had resigned over the holidays, and so I do want to thank her for her service to the Whitehurst Urban community. I know Charlie recently resigned over the holidays as well. And I want to thank her and the other urban community members for serving on that urban community council, especially during the pandemic. That also, so the RBC is aware, they are having their elections, I think this April. So they are working on their electoral process in their community down there. And so I would just request that Lori, maybe somebody from the legal department could maybe contact some of them down there to kind of help them navigate that process. Because I know they've had changes to their bylaws over the years here. So, and I can follow up with them afterwards, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, with that, now we'll go on a break. So, yes.
I resigned in March as chair for the Urban Community Council. Can you get a microphone? Tammy, So I resigned from the Urban Community Council in March of last year. And Tammy Skinaway resigned 2 months ago, and recently had to resign. And no one, I reached out to legal to get help with the Urban Community Council, and I also reached out to the Tribal Council because of issues that were going on down there, and didn't get any response from legal. I made 5 phone calls to them. So that process, with the lateral violence that's been going on down there, I think questions need to be asked as to why people refrain from that. And all counsel is given to us. So where can I go in regards to that Urban Community Council? Because I was on that council for 8 years, but the lateral violence got so severe towards the end, I resigned. Question why all the renovations are happening. I think some of these questions.
Whether we even have an active council down there?
Well, probably not. We'll have to look at that their bylaws. But it's still
big question, thank you. I know that the Urban Council is kind of, I know that they're working hard, but I know that they're looking for new officers, and they're, you know, I know I've been getting emails too from some of the urban people, our membership that you know, that needs more help on here. So I know that we're working hard on that, and hopefully we can get a meeting set up with the Urban Council, you know, on Teams or something to see how it's going down there and get an update from them on where they're at with their special elections or what they're going to do with their new officers. Because I know a few who did resign, and there's a few openings down there, so we probably need to update them. Yeah, I think that. Yeah, I know Lenny was down there, or we were all down there as council to go over some of the bylaws and go over what the council needs to do down there, the Urban Council needs to do down there to get new officers on board, is to maybe have that special election and to get them seated so they can be, you know, proactive and bring us the reports that we need up here. Let's find out what's going on down there, what we need down there. And I know, and since I know that we did work on this with their community council on their bylaws, so I know it's important that the urban community council and all community councils abide by their bylaws. So.
Lori, who's in charge of communicating with the councils? Maria or you?
No, I think I had it task Amy Jo to the urban community councils.
Yeah, I know that also we tasked Amy Jo, Allen's assistant, to the urban council, so I know that we're gonna have to get some type of information from the urban council to get us something that we're gonna, I'll have Lori or Curtis reach out to whoever who's left, and you can talk to them, you know, when we go on break and find out the connections, get some phone numbers for, so we can reach out to them, okay?
So Shar, you made a reference to lateral violence, and for, if there's safety concerns regarding individual versus individual, I would respectfully request that you reach out to law enforcement to make the report, because you know, you specifically said lateral violence. So if that's something that's going on, I mean, you have to ensure yourself, your safety of yourself and others when things like that occur. We did, like Chairman had said, we went over the bylaws with the Urban Community Council, and your bylaws should spell out all of the processes and procedures that you would need to use to enforce and to take care of some of those internal issues on the Community Council. But I will connect with you further to assist as much as I can, which
I was still chair when
Very good. We'll go on a 15-minute break. Thank you.